His body lies in a field, a chilling secret clutched in his dead hand. This is the unsolved mystery of Ricky McCormick, a man whose death left behind an enigma that has baffled the FBI for decades. We will explore the chilling discovery, the cryptic notes, and the tantalizing theories surrounding this unbreakable code. Was it a diary, a killer's confession, or a desperate plea from beyond the grave? On June 30, 1999, a woman driving through a remote cornfield in St. Charles County, Missouri, made a horrific discovery. Off Spanish Lake Road, amongst the overgrown weeds, lay the decomposing body of a man. The scene was immediately suspicious, suggesting foul play rather than a natural death. The victim was identified as 41-year-old Ricky McCormick. McCormick was known to be a drifter, often unemployed, and had a criminal record, but nothing that suggested such a brutal end. His family last saw him alive 4 days prior, in St. Louis, some 15 miles away. Investigators quickly determined that McCormick had been murdered. The state of his body indicated he had been dead for several days, and the location where he was found was not where he was killed. This immediately introduced a layer of complexity to the case. The most baffling aspect of the discovery, however, was not the body itself, but what was found in his pockets. Tucked away, almost as if deliberately placed, were 2 handwritten notes. These weren't ordinary notes. They were a jumble of letters, numbers, and symbols. The notes appeared to be written in some form of code, a cipher unique and perplexing. This immediately captured the attention of the investigators. Why would a man on the run, or facing danger, carry such a cryptic message? Ricky McCormick had a history of writing notes, but none of his known writings ever resembled this bizarre script. Family members described him as having an average education, certainly not someone known for creating complex cryptographic puzzles. This detail deepened the mystery surrounding the notes. The notes, once recovered, became the central piece of evidence in McCormick's murder investigation. They were immediately sent to the FBI's Cryptanalysis and Racketeering Records Unit (CRRU) for analysis. The hope was that these notes held the key to his killer. Decades passed. The FBI's top cryptanalysts, individuals who specialize in breaking complex codes, painstakingly worked on the McCormick notes. They applied various techniques, from frequency analysis to known cipher patterns, but nothing yielded a breakthrough. In 2011, nearly 12 years after McCormick's death, the FBI made an unprecedented move. They released the encrypted notes to the public, hoping that the collective intelligence of amateur and professional codebreakers worldwide could succeed where they had failed. The case was dubbed the Ricky McCormick cipher. The notes consist of approximately 30 lines of characters, mostly capitalized letters, numbers, and some punctuation marks. There are no obvious spaces between words, making segmentation another significant challenge. It appears to be a stream of consciousness or a deliberately obfuscated message. The FBI stated that the cipher is not a simple substitution cipher. This means merely replacing one letter with another wouldn't crack it. It's likely a more complex system, possibly involving a unique set of rules or even a personalized code known only to McCormick or a select few. One theory suggests the notes are a transposition cipher, where the letters are rearranged according to a specific pattern. Another possibility is a homophonic substitution, where each letter can be represented by multiple symbols, increasing complexity. The possibilities are vast and daunting. Despite the public appeal and thousands of attempts from cryptographers and amateur enthusiasts, the code remains unbroken. Every proposed solution has been debunked or lacked the coherence needed to be considered a viable translation. The silence of the notes is deafening. The implications of breaking the code are immense. It could reveal the identity of McCormick's killer, the motive for his murder, or even point to a larger criminal enterprise. The notes are literally a message from the dead, waiting to be deciphered. But what if the notes aren't as sophisticated as they seem? What if they are merely a stream of consciousness, a form of personal shorthand, or even the ramblings of a troubled mind? This possibility, while less dramatic, has been considered by some. McCormick's family stated he sometimes wrote notes to himself, but these were typically grocery lists or simple reminders. They never saw him write anything resembling the complex cipher found in his pockets. This suggests a deviation from his normal behavior. One popular theory is that McCormick was involved in drug dealing, and the notes are a ledger of transactions or a list of associates. His criminal history, while minor, included drug-related offenses, making this a plausible, if unproven, line of inquiry. If the notes are a drug ledger, they could contain names, quantities, and prices, all encoded to protect the operation. Breaking this code would not only solve McCormick's murder but potentially dismantle a drug network. This would be a significant win for law enforcement. Another theory posits that the notes are a death confession written by McCormick himself, detailing the circumstances of his impending demise. Perhaps he knew he was in danger and wanted to leave a message for whoever found him. A chilling thought. If this is a death confession, it implies McCormick had foreknowledge of his murder. The cryptic nature would be a desperate attempt to communicate without directly naming names, perhaps fearing retaliation against his loved ones if the message was too clear. A more sinister theory suggests the notes were not written by McCormick at all but by his killer. Perhaps a twisted game or a message left for the authorities, a signature of sorts. This would make the code even more difficult to break, as its author is unknown. If the killer wrote the notes, what would be their purpose? To taunt, to mislead, or perhaps, unintentionally, to leave a crucial clue? The FBI has not confirmed or denied this possibility, but it remains a disturbing thought in the minds of many. The lack of external injuries on McCormick's body, despite being a murder victim, is another perplexing detail. The cause of death was attributed to blunt force trauma, but the specific weapon or method remains unknown. This adds to the clean nature of the crime scene, apart from the body itself. The distance between where McCormick was last seen alive and where his body was found is also significant. 15 miles is too far for a casual walk, suggesting he was either transported or met his end somewhere between the two locations. This implies a deliberate act of concealment. The FBI's cryptanalysis unit states that they have exhausted all traditional methods. They even consulted with the NSA, the National Security Agency, renowned for its code-breaking expertise. Yet, the McCormick cipher remains an open wound in the world of cryptography. One of the key difficulties lies in the absence of a key or a crib, a known piece of plaintext that corresponds to a part of the ciphertext. Without any context or a starting point, breaking such a complex code becomes exponentially harder, akin to finding a needle in a haystack blindfolded. My own theory leans towards the notes being a personalized shorthand rather than a formal cipher. McCormick might have developed his own unique system over time, perhaps influenced by his environment or personal habits. This would explain why no standard cryptographic method has worked. Imagine a system where DR means drug deal, STL means Street Point Lewis, and CX means connection. These might be combined with numbers representing dates, amounts, or even street addresses. The meaning would only be clear to McCormick himself or someone intimately familiar with his life. If this is the case, the key to unlocking the code lies not in advanced mathematics but in understanding Ricky McCormick's life, his associations, and his daily routines. It would require a deep dive into his personal history, perhaps even more than what has already been done. It's possible McCormick was planning a significant drug transaction or a meeting with dangerous individuals. The notes could be a detailed plan, a list of items, or instructions. His sudden death prevented him from executing this plan, or perhaps the notes were the very reason for his demise. The fact that the notes were still on his person suggests they were important to him, and he hadn't yet delivered or disposed of them. They were his secret, and he took that secret to his grave, or so it seemed until their discovery. The FBI continues to appeal for assistance. They believe the code holds the answers not just to his murder but to who Ricky McCormick really was in his final days. It's a testament to the power of a hidden message, even after death. The McCormick cipher remains one of the world's most enduring unsolved cryptographic mysteries. It sits alongside the Zodiac Killer's ciphers and the Beale papers, tantalizing yet impenetrable. Each symbol a silent scream, each line a buried truth. The human mind naturally seeks patterns, seeks meaning. The frustration of these notes lies in their deliberate obfuscation. It's a puzzle designed to be impossible, yet the stakes are too high to simply give up. A man's life hangs in the balance, even in death. Ricky McCormick's final message, whatever its intent, is a haunting reminder of the secrets people carry. It's a chilling testament to the fact that even in death, some mysteries refuse to surrender their truths easily. The cornfield held its secret for only a moment. The notes hold theirs still. Until the code is broken, Ricky McCormick's murder remains unsolved. His encrypted notes are a silent monument to a life cut short, a final, desperate attempt to communicate, lost in translation. The key, if it exists, is still out there, waiting to be found. What do you think Ricky McCormick was trying to say? Was it a message to his killer, a secret diary, or something else entirely? Share your theories in the comments below, and let's try to unlock this mystery together. Backhand index pointing down. If you are fascinated by the unsolved and the unexplained, make sure to subscribe to Mind Unlocked for more deep dives into the world's most perplexing true crime and mystery cases. Your next obsession awaits.